Hi, this is Trabulls and today we are in Lyon. Lyon is France's third largest city, sitting at the confluence of the rivers Rhone and Saone in the southeast of the country.
Not far from the Alps, this ancient city is cluttered with monuments and multiple UNESCO World Heritage Sites.
The most famous monument in the city is probably the Basilica of Notre de Fourviere, which sits in an imposing spot at the summit of a steep hill overlooking the city.
In Roman times, this was the location of the city's forum, but since the 19th century, this vast church has loomed over the city.
The basilica is dedicated to the Virgin Mary, who is credited with saving the city from bubonic plague, cholera, the Prussian War, you name it, she saved the Lyonnais from it.
What a busy lady! Nearby is the Tour de Fourviere, which despite its resemblance to the Eiffel Tower was not designed by Eiffel. In fact, it's older.
So Eiffel copied it?
No.
Question 1. What is France's second city? Is it Marseille or Lyon?
I know that one, we've been there before. Marseille.
But is it though?
It is, yes.
Because
Lyon is classed as a third city.
yes, but if you actually count the area of Greater Lyon, it is bigger than Marseille.
Like you would say about Birmingham and Manchester.
Manchester is bigger than Birmingham, alright? Just get over it.
It's not.
At the bottom of the hill and on the bank of the river Saone sits the Old Town.
A fully preserved area dating from the Renaissance, its tightly packed streets are filled with quaint boutiques and bouchons, which are Lyonnais restaurants that serve its distinctive and world-famous cuisine.
In the Old Town you'll find Roman remains too, as well as the city's cathedral, on which spot a cathedral has stood since 450 AD.
Question 2. When was Lyon the capital of France?
When?
Yeah, when?
Well, during the Roman times
Is
in Gaul.
the correct answer. Yes, it was the capital of Roman Gaul.
Founded in 43 BC, the city was originally called Lugdunum and was a refugee city for displaced Romans after a war with the Germans.
This wall is 2,000 years old.
I touched it.
What did it feel like?
Old and Roman. The Romans recognized the city's strategic significance, sitting at the junction of two major rivers, and it became one of the most important settlements in the Roman Empire.
2 emperors were even born here, including the famous Claudius, who is most famous for conquering Britain.
As the city expanded, a new district was founded between the two rivers during the Renaissance.
Presqu'ile has a vastly different feel to Old Lyon, with its wide squares, stately buildings and wide boulevards.
Just like Paris, the city is split into arrondissements, with the first and the second arrondissement making up Presqu'ile.
It contains a city hall, several churches and many of the city's key monuments, including the Musee de Beux Arts, which we will show you later.
Meanwhile, the Place Bellecour is the largest pedestrianised square in the entirety of Europe.
Larger squares do exist, but they allow cars in them. Place de la Concorde.
Pretty big square. Especially when I do this.
Who's that behind us?
Louis XIV,
Also known as,
Le Roi Soleil,
which means,
the Sun King,
and what do your family call you?
Le Roi Soleil,
And why is that?
because I'm their favourites.
And they treat you like a king every time that you come. Question 3. What are the 2 rivers in Lyon called?
Oh, I know. La Saone and le Rhone.
Fantastic. And what do these 2 rivers have in common?
They are fleuve.
And what's a fleuve? Yeah, they're a fleuve. What are they?
They're large rivers. There's 5 of them in France. On the far side of the Presqu'ile is the Rhone River.
Lining its banks are gorgeous eateries serving the amazing Lyonnais cuisine.
Like most of France, Lyon possesses much distinctive cuisine, especially the quenelles, which are dumplings made of fish or chicken and served in a sumptuous cream sauce.
So the delicacy of the area is what, Jeremy?
Une brioche aux pralines, which is a sticky little brioche and it's yummy.
Which is what we've got now. The problem is, I don't actually like nuts, so here we go.
There's no nuts. Told you.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, there is nuts in it. It just doesn't taste like it.
You can find sweets and cakes, cheese, patisserie and all sorts of scrummy treats, which proves why Lyon is known as the gastronomic capital of the world, housing 20 Michelin star restaurants and more restaurants per capita than anywhere else in France.
Question 4. How many regions are there in France?
Regions? Oh wait, I know that.
Yeah.
The new, I think it's 13. 1-3.
And what region is Lyon in?
Is the Auvergne-Rhone-Alpes.
And what department within that region is it in?
Rhone, number 69.
The Musee de Beux Arts is housed inside an old Benedictine monastery and features paintings and artifacts spanning from the time of the ancient Egyptians to the present day.
With one of the largest collections in the world, it is a remarkable museum that gets somewhat overlooked on the world stage because of the existence of even bigger French museums.
Oh really? Like what?
Like, I don't know, the Louvre?
Never heard of it.
If highbrow's not your thing, then why not head to the Musee Cinema et Miniature?
The museum contains artifacts from many of the most famous movies in cinema history. But hang on, why is it the Museum of Cinema and Miniatures?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Ben, because it is owned and run by Dan Ullman, a man who made miniatures for movie special effects, and he has compiled a vast collection of remarkable miniature tableaux too.
Just look how realistic they all look. You'd never know that they're actually only the size of a shoebox.
Which is the entire point of the exhibition. But if you want some free art, you should definitely check out the vast murals that adorn the walls all over the city.
Reflecting daily Lyonnais life and commemorating some of its most famous figures, they are some pretty impressive pieces of public art that are constantly evolving and updating, just as the city and its people do too.
Look out for a special note to the Lumiere brothers too, who came from the city and invented the cinematograph in 1895, the very first movie camera.
So cinema was invented because of Lyon?
Yep.
Thank you, Lyon. Thank you so much.
Question 5. What is a traboule?
Un traboule. So this is like a little passageway in between buildings that was used for silk men Is that what you call them? Silkmen?
Traders.
Yeah, traders.
Yeah.
They trade with the silk, and instead of having to go up and down, they would just go through with all the silk to carry. And then that was used during the Second World War by the resistance to get away from the Gestapo.
And they're all over the city, aren't they?
They are, yeah. They're
Kind of hidden. They're actually quite difficult for us to
hard
find.
to find,
We
yeah.
did find some.
Yeah. World War II was a difficult time for the city, with Lyon sitting in Vichy, France, a puppet state of the Nazis who sympathized and collaborated with their cause.
Lyon was a major centre for the French resistance, and these traboules were an instrumental part of how they managed to keep the movement alive.
Our final stop in Lyon was one that we were incredibly pleasantly surprised by.
Normally we see parks on a list of top sites in the city and dismiss them, because in most cases, a park is a park is a park.
But that's not the case for the Parc de la Tete d'Or, where there is a wonderful botanical garden that you can visit completely free of charge.
Filled with tropical plants from all over the world, the greenhouse is completely free to enter.
What's my favorite price to enter anything?
Completely free?
Exactly.
Also, there's a zoo, and guess what?
Well, you're not going to tell me that it's completely free, are you?
Yes I am. The zoo is free too.
A free zoo? Are they mad?
Clearly, because everything is free. Everything!
Amazing.
So I think we're agreed that Lyon is a pretty amazing city.
We came to the city with fairly average expectations, but I can safely say that we were a little bowled over by it.
It feels like a capital with all there is to see and do.
So you should definitely check it out too. Go on, give Lyon a try.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, share and subscribe, but most importantly, subscribe.
And follow us on Instagram at Trabulls, where you can see all of my amazing photographs.
Yes, Jeremy, we are perfectly aware of the fact that all of the photographs are yours. But make sure that you tune in next time to find out where in the world we end up next. Until next time, folks.
See ya.
Bye! And don't forget to subscribe. Bye!